Alrighty. Hey, how y'all doing out there today? You having a great day? Well, I hope you are, and welcome to Jad's World. Now, this particular stream is called, News from Stranger Days. Now, you know, I'm going to be experimenting with this particular stream. Might do it at different times, might do different topics, etc. But this is going to be a new season for my podcast and everything that's on the website as well. Now, with that being said, we got mic adjusters here. Oh, goodness me, oh my, it's been one of those days. As the caption says right there, hold your head up. This first segment, I wanted to dive into a few little things. Things that we're all kind of dealing with in one way or another. With everything going on in the world today, the high gas prices, let's talk about that for just a moment. We're going to talk about each little segment bit by bit. High gas prices. Now, here locally, we were on a downcline for a little bit. Gas prices were going down lower and lower and lower. Then all of a sudden, they started creeping back up. Now, at the same time, we're trying to keep gas in our cars to get back and forth to work. Because, quite honestly, the time for home working is past, I feel, to a degree. Unless you can do it safely and you're making money at it, more power to you. We got to get our economy jump started. We got to dig ourselves out of this state that we're in as a country. And we got to hold our heads up. Now, along with higher gas prices, we are now seeing high food. Groceries are just out of this world, and they're only going to get higher. I saw where they were talking about as far as prices of groceries across the board. They didn't seem to think that there was going to be any relief anytime soon. Now, I find it funny. This is the first time. I'm going to say this as well. Oh, good God, don't even start that shit. Anyway, in all the years I've been around, this is the first time that I've ever noticed that our government had put out a little speech and a little website for you all to give them ideas on how to handle the state of our grocery supply and prices and all that. Now, I do believe that we've got to come up with a plan as a country. It's not always going to be up to our government. I don't like government control anyway, but that's just my personal opinion. Government control it's all they are, puppet heads. Puppet heads for the wealthy. You know how it goes. Well, that's just my opinion. And sometimes. Well, getting a little sidetracked here because I had a text message. I'll get back to what I was saying. Yeah. I personally don't like government control. We have government programs that we need as a country. We have different thoughts on everything as a nation. No one person thinks the same way as the other. But we gotta keep our heads up. I saw where they were having a massive recall of medication as well. And I was talking to a friend of mine not too long ago, and they were talking about how they were trying to wean themselves off of certain kinds of medication in the event that something would happen and they wouldn't be able to get to the medication anymore. Well, I think that's a good idea to a certain degree. You got to be able to control yourself and your desires and your needs. But some medications you need and you should not wean yourself off of. But that is something for you to talk about with your doctor. Now, I want to go ahead and state this real quick. For those of y'all that might be new to the Jats world, everything that I say on these streams and these videos are just my opinion. I'm not going to go out here and do all. I'm just saying what I see around me. Some of y'all might like it. Some of y'all won't like it at times. That's just human nature. But when it comes to the state that our world is in right now, let me ask you all a question. How do you, as a people, how do we expect to survive? How are we going to survive? Because things just keep getting worse and worse. Then when you start piling on the individual things that everybody deals with in the course of a day, a week, a year, in their own worlds, it gets even harder to keep your head up and stay the course, doesn't it? What I would strongly suggest is that when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling attacked, find some spot in your memory. All those little heavy memories we all have from times past. Hold on to those, dive into those, and let them carry you through the dark times. Put your faith in God as well. God will carry you through your hardships. God will carry you through your storms. You might not know it all the time. You might not see it. You might not understand the outcome of what the journey you are taking. But, we all have a journey and we're going down certain paths. Our paths might not be clear to understand at times. People will come and go into your life that will bring certain things into your life at certain times. Some will stay for the long haul. Some only stay for a year, 2 years, or even longer than that, and then just suddenly disappear. Well, we can't allow ourselves to get too upset over that. It might hurt at the time. you know, you can't have all bad times with the people that come into your life. You'll have some, and of course you will. That's just the way the world works. Now, somebody once told me like, a couple of days ago, and I know they mean well, but, sometimes you just gotta, shake it off and move on. But, no, what they were saying was, as far as the topics that I cover on my shows, that I might be overreaching for certain types of demographics. Now, these shows are not meant for everybody. My goal for these shows are to hopefully reach somebody that might be going through a hard time and help them out in some small way. When you wake up today, stand and look yourself in the mirror. Go through your daily ritual. Thank God for another day on this earth. And I know there might be times that you'll be feeling like, thank God? Because of whatever you're dealing with at the time you might be feeling a little too much. But you don't lose your faith. Give it over, whatever dark storms you're experiencing in your own personal life. Give it over to God. Let Him carry you through. And He will. You just gotta have faith. And you gotta keep your head up. Because God will put you, if you stay on the path that He has chosen for you. And yes, we get sidetracked by this, that, and the other. We get tempted and we get attacked by the enemy that will try to get us to lose faith. But we got to keep our heads up. When we start to feel like we're sagging and we're drifting along those rivers of life, and they're curving and they're twisting and they're turning and they're melting your mind into one great big giant bog, give it over to God. Ask for Him to come into your world. Let His love fill you up. You know, we are not meant to always understand our own struggles. We are not meant to, but we will in the end. When the time is right, God will show us what He wants us to know. There's no doubt in my mind about that one. So today I want you to basically focus on keeping your head up, pray, meditate. I would strongly suggest you do up a meditation ritual that you do every day to start off your day each morning. Then when you're done with your day and you had your dinner, do a meditation ritual to end your night as well. And let your mind just soothe itself. We all need times that we need to keep our minds clear. The only way we can do that is by taking breaks throughout the course of the week or the day, and those are usually at night when our work days are over with. And we have put the pressures of the day before us behind us, and we can start looking forward towards the new day. But I know a few of you are struggling with some things, and I have been down that path before. We were all going to go down that path at one point in time or another. We have struggles. These struggles are sometimes self-inflicted. Sometimes they're not. But if we keep our faith and keep our heads up, we will get through it. Y'all have a great day, and I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Oh, yeah.